Hi everybody, it's Carla from Casey Creates. I'm working on a project, so I thought I would just bring you along if you'd like to craft with me a little bit. I want to make a pocket for the New Year's challenge that's being hosted by Jacqueline Haley, Hand of the Queen, this month, and we're supposed to alter a pocket or create a pocket. And I've had this kind of vinyl floral material and I really haven't been a big fan of it, but I decided to use it for my pocket because I'm creating a little travel craft purse to take along with me, so I could tuck little things of lace and embellishments and things in. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna fold it over and stitch it up just like a little purse, and I'm going to just call it my little travel craft pocket. So I have sewn the line, well, I didn't sew the lining in yet, but I put a little eyelet lace fabric for the lining, and the reason I thought this would be great for a travel pocket is because it's you can wipe it off. It's got that vinyl kind of feeling to it. So I'm going to stitch the lining in, and then I thought I would put some crocheted lace trim on it. So I'm just going to create my pocket for the challenge with you, if that's okay. So what I'll do is I'll start sewing. I have this rickety old machine, but I just have to be nice to it, and it usually does what I need. So I'm going to just turn this off while I sew, and then I'll be right back. So I have decided when I was about to stitch it up to go ahead and put the crocheted lace trim on first and then stitch up the pockets. So I have stitched on the trim like so. I'm deciding how deep I want to make it because I'm going to need to fit in a few pieces of lace and other little things. So I've got like 3 little pockets, little buttons, scissors, things like that can fit in there. But I do want it to cover the pocket, so it's got to come a little farther. And then I'll put some trim here too, so that'll make it come down far enough. Oh, I think did I run out of thread? No. Okay, good. Well, I just stitched up the sides. So now I have one nice deep pocket here and 3 little pockets here, and then I also put a little band here. I'm hoping I can tuck some lightweight fabric in there. I could probably even pen it in with a bulb pen or two. And now I think I'll embellish it a little bit. So it comes down like this, and I think I'm going to scoot over and see what I can find in the way of some laces and trims. I don't want to, this is such an unusual color combination that I think I'm going to stick with the cream colors. I pulled out some lace like this, but it doesn't really seem to work. Not to me anyway. I love this shabby pleated one. But now that I have the crochet trim, I think what I'm going to do is go look for a small little doily and maybe put a flower in the center, and then just tie it shut with some more crochet trim. We'll see how that looks. So I pulled out a few pieces of lace, and I've been kind of playing around with which one I like best. As far as doilies, I like that this one's a little thinner, And this one, I told myself I was going to do better at remembering who gifted me what, because this one was just recently gifted to me. Let me see if I can remember. Somebody gave me beautiful doilies. Oh, bummer. Anyway, I do like that there's a hint of blue, but maybe it's, like I said, too much. I think I'm going to just go with this small one and stitch that on really quick. Oh, you know what? I have the pocket here, so I'm going to have to make sure I stitch right down the middle of that seam. I suppose I could glue it, but I'm a little worried that this vinyl might not hold the glue very well. So I'll just give it one little stitch and then glue the rest. There we go. My sewing machine is so old. I don't know if I ever told you this story, but I had a very nice sewing machine, and I loaned it to a friend, and she broke it. Well, I don't think she did. I think a child was running and it fell off the table, and it was not repairable, and the best she could do was this machine, which is quite a few steps beneath the one I had, but I just didn't want her to feel bad, and she replaced it with this one. And I have to say, though it is low on the, you know, fanciness, and it does need babying because it has issues, I've had it for quite a while and it works. It does straight stitch and zigzag, and I'm not a seamstress, so it really isn't going to matter. I'm going to put a flower there, I think. And I love the idea of putting some eyelet lace, not eyelet lace trim, but another piece of ribbon through here. I don't know, maybe I'm trying to do too much. That's what my niece says. You're doing too much, Casey. They call me Casey. Okay, so you know what? I might just keep this nice and simple because I've got to fit a good amount of things in here. And to keep from stitching and stitching and stitching, I think I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac for up here. So that I don't have to be loud with my rickety machine. And I'm just going to glue this trim here. Most of it's been sewn. I suppose I could have covered up my seam there, but I kind of like the can you see how it's sort of hanging over? So I'd rather have it doing that because I think that's kind of pretty. So I'll snip this off. My scissors are already dull. This is why I buy so many pairs of scissors, and I should just invest in a really good pair, and then I'm sure I've spent enough on cheap scissors now to total at least 2 pair of expensive ones. Anyway, I brought a couple little bundles of lace to see how well they'll tuck down in there. Let's see how well I think that'll work great. I'll be able to tuck some in these little belly bands, and then a generous amount in this pocket. I think I'm going to put some trim on here as well, and I'll be able to tuck things in here. I brought this over. I've been using this belt for straps on my bags and pockets. I don't know if this will work or not. And I don't know that it'll need a handle because I'm probably just going to tuck it down in my other crafting bag. So, but I don't know if you've seen, but sometimes I craft on the airplane. So I think this would be perfect to just pull out and work on my lap with this. But I don't think I'm going to put that little handle on there. So let me see if I can find a pretty little embellishment. So I think I've decided I don't need to do any more sewing. I went and pulled out a few different flowers. That one needs a center. I remember getting these pretty little crocheted roses just loosely in one of those little, I don't know what it was, like a grab bag thing where you could get 10 for 25 cents or something. Anyway, I thought that might be kind of pretty. And I do like this one, but I layered this one a lot, so I don't want it to stand up so tall. I don't know about that one. And this one was on a gift. That one's very fairy-like. I like that one. But first, I'm going to finish it off with a little more trim. And I went and dug out just some of this skinny crocheted trim. And we are going to see if Fabri-Tac will stick this down. I should have sewed it on before I put it onto the actual pocket. But since I didn't, I'm going to give it a try and hope it'll hold on. Hot glue will work, but I don't really want it thick, bulky hot glue. It'll melt it teeny bit too. Anyway, let me trim that off just a little bit. There we go. And snip that. Snip that off. That's pretty. I think I'll put a little more on the bottom. So this is a fun little pocket. I bought this because I thought I really liked the floral print. I think I mentioned in one of my haul videos, I kept looking at this Finally stuff and I never bought it, and then it was like 70% off or something. So I bought it, and then after I got it home, I felt the texture of it and I wasn't a fan. So I was like, but now that it's turning into my little travel craft pocket, I think I'm gonna like it. And I've been missing doing videos and chatting with you because my challenge, it seems like I did a video almost every day. So thanks for visiting with me for a moment. It's been a hot summer day, but it's rained all day. So that makes it even more muggy. And for some reason, my dog wants in and out on the most muggy days. So I just had to stop the camera and let him back in. He can't make up his mind. And I should probably put something on the edges here. Maybe. Let's see. I don't want to make it too bulky. Since it's just for me, I think I'll leave it off for now. Or maybe I'll do one more thin piece of that. I think that'd be pretty. Do I have enough? Oh boy. Of course, oh yeah, I have a little bit more of that. I'll do that. It's not too thick. So bear with me. I hope I'm not boring you to tears, but I'm gonna iron this because it's really crazy twisted here. So anyway, like I said, this is my altered pocket, and it's not really altered. I guess I kind of made it from scratch. I hope that's okay for the New Year's challenge. And thank you, Miss Jacqueline. I love this idea. All of the ideas have been really fun. I did get to participate in all of them, but I'm really glad it ended up being successful. So there's a little bit of that ironed out, so I can glue that down now to this side. And I think I will, should I go from there down? Let's see. Yeah, why not? I'll start from here all the way down. I learned a trick for my Fabri-Tac if I use the smaller bottles. I can get more out of it than the bigger bottles. So I've been buying the smaller bottles and just stocking up on them, because I feel like by the time I get to the bottom of the larger bottles, it just bubbles up at the end and starts oozing out, and it does it on the smaller ones, but not as much. I feel like there's more waste when I use my larger bottle, so it's just probably me, but I'm gonna keep investing in the smaller bottles. And AC Moore, which is one of our craft stores here, they often have a 60% off coupon. So you can't go wrong if you're going to get a bottle of Fabri-Tac for 60% off. It's just a really good deal. And that's probably what it's worth anyway. Shh, don't tell them I told you that. Okay, so I'm going to stick this one down here. And that kind of finishes it off a little bit better. Oh, rusty. So I just ironed up a little bit more of this trim for down here. I guess I just don't know when to stop. But I do like seeing the cream trim to define where the pockets are. Can you see? I'm sorry if I wasn't in frame. Can you see where I've put that? Because there's 3 little pockets down here. So my altered pocket has several pockets. And if that's long enough, no, I think I'll just let that be enough. And then I want to put one more pretty trim, let's see, right here, because it's a scalloped little vintage trim. And I really like this one. So let's stick this one on. And that'll be it for embellishing. And I'll stick on the flower. There, I like that. So I've got good space for tucking in my laces and trims and the belly band here. And I can clip it to the belly band. And then it'll close like this. And I haven't decided which flower. That one. I think this one, because I just want it to be flat, but I do not want shiny bling. I just want a pearl center. Maybe this isn't the one I want. I'm going to pull this one apart. I do like the chiffon, I think. No, I like this shabby one. I'm going to put this shabby one in the middle. Except now it's covering up my doily. Oh, that would have been much better. You guys still hanging in there with me, because I am just kind of all over the place with this. So I want to use the larger doily. You just got to make it up as you go sometimes. And I'm going to stick down the larger doily. And that way you won't miss out on all the pretty shabbiness of the flower. And I don't think I like that. I'm gonna run and grab a pearl. I think it needs a pearl. That's funny, I always go pull out way more than I planned on. So I grabbed this one, which is a satin ribbon rose. And then this one has different shades. I guess I'm making too big of a deal of it. It's just a little flower center. But I did find this little wired blue one. You know what? I think I like that. And I have this little silk one. And I don't think I like that. And then what I actually went for was the pearl. Oh, it's too big. It needs something cushiony in between, like maybe some cheesecloth or something. So I'm not going to go with that. And I do love the bumpy one. But you know what? I think since it's fabric, I'm going to just go with the blue one for some contrast. Yeah, I like that. Blue wins because it sort of picks up the blue in the background there. And I was thinking about putting a tie on it. But you know what? Well, I always do this. I don't know what I'm thinking. Okay, I think for now I'll temporarily put a tie and I'll tuck it under here so you can't see it. And then if I decide I don't like it, I can always take it off. So that's what I'll do. Let's see, how long do I want this? Might be good to have it wrap all the way around. Yeah, I think I will, because there might be a lot in here when it's all said and done, and the tie will help me keep it shut. So I'm going to tack that down like that, and I think that's all I need to do. And then it'll wrap all the way around, and I'll be able to tie a really pretty bow, I hope. Oh, you know what? Instead of tucking it there, I'm going to tuck it under here, because then the bow will show better. So instead of there, I'll tuck it right under there, like that. And that way, when I tie it, I can get the bow way up here, right under the flower. And I think that'll be pretty. Well, of course, I tied it too soon. This is turning into a bit of a train wreck. But you guys are kind, you'll understand. So anyway, imagine a very pretty bow right here. I gotta let that dry first. And I might need a different kind of glue, we'll see. Oh no, it seems to be sticking okay. So anyway, I'm gonna put a pretty bow there, and then that'll be it. So here is my altered pocket for the New Year's Challenge that's hosted by the lovely Miss Jacqueline Haley, Hand of the Queen. I'll open it again and show you. So I've got a belly band here, and I'm going to tuck some laces in there. There's a really nice deep pocket here, and 3 little pockets here that I can put buttons and scissors and little small things in. So turns out this vinyl-y floral fabric ended up with a decent use after all. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it, but I'm happy that I made my pocket with it. Oh, and I guess I should tell you guys, the challenge is open until the end of the month, and they do a drawing, but you don't have to mail anything in. You just do a little video, and then they can see your entry, and then they pull a name at the end of the challenge, and it tells whoever name is pulled, they get to pick the next thing to be altered. So This doesn't make the prettiest bow, but there's my pocket. I hope you guys join in on the fun, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again another time. Bye-bye.